Greeks, the Romans, and then the Americans.
Right, all of the captivities that we were under, right?
Yeah.
We went over that. What else? Who else? What else did we go over? Gabriel?
Well, went over like the Romans took over but they took over more land for his father art.
Who was he?
Ooh,
Alexander the Greek.
okay,
These are names you got to remember,
okay.
because these are important names. Because Alexander the Greek was the one who started the takeover of Judea for the Greeks, right? Yesterday was the Feast of Purim, and we were talking about Xerxes, right, and the Babylonian and not Babylon, Persian and Mede Empire, right? Alexander took over the Persian and Mede Empire, like about 200 years later with King Darius. All right, these are names you have to remember. You feel me? Because these are they're not important in our culture, but they're important in our history because these are people that came in and took us captive. You know what I mean? You dig what I'm saying? You know about George Washington, right? You know about George Washington, right? Because he was an oppressor. Abraham Lincoln was an oppressor. Andrew Jackson was an oppressor. We know about Donald Trump because he oppresses black people, Hispanic people, Native American people. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, just because it's far back in the history, don't make it not important. You dig what I'm saying? Because somewhere around here, Alexander is around here somewhere in spirit. I don't know about it, not in body, but in spirit, he's around here somewhere. You know what I mean? His spirit could have been King George, King George. What's that dude's name? George Washington. You dig what I'm saying? Would make it an understanding, right? Like, yeah, I can understand that. You dig what I'm saying? What else do we go over? You ain't got your notes, Gabriel? When Alexander died, right, we went over about the 4 generals that took over his land as part of his kingdom, right? You feel me? Do you remember the people, the generals? No. What about you? You don't remember the notes?
I remember
The generals are Cassander, Ptolemy,
Hold on, got it.
and
Cassandra Ptolemy, Antigonus, and Seleucus. Found
Seleucus.
Lucius, like
Right? Those are known as his successors. You feel me? The people that came after him. Right? Where did we stop last week? We was in the Syrian wars, right? Because the Ptolemy and Antigonus or the Seleucus went to war, right? And that's right there in that fertile crescent, what they call it, right there in between the Middle East, right where Israel is now, and Egypt. They went to war with each other, right? And we were where's Judea?
Judea.
Yeah, Judea.
It's like over there by Iraq and
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, right? So if they was battling in the Middle East and in Egypt, right, over that whole land over there, right? Who was caught in the middle?
Jerusalem.
Who was caught in the middle?
Jerusalem.
Judea was caught in the middle. We were the Israelites, the Jews. We were caught in the middle. That's where Judah Maccabees and his brothers come into play at. You dig what I'm saying? Because when Antiochus took over the land, is it Antiochus? Yeah, Antiochus Epiphanes. You feel me? When he took over the land, there was many evils that they did inside of the temple. You know what I mean? Bring a pork in the temple. You know what I mean? Probably brought a couple whores in the temple. You dig what I'm saying? And they were doing things that were against our God in the temple. You dig what I'm saying? And if you know anything about Israelites, the temple is something very, very important. You know what I mean? that somewhere that you're unclean people can't come in the temple. You dig what I'm saying? You understand that? You understand that if you have sex or you have sex with your wife, right? You can't come into the temple till the evening until you clean. You understand that? To the next day. You understand that? You feel me? So they bringing pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, probably having sex in the temple and whores in the temple. You dig what I'm saying? Bringing statues of other gods in the temple, idols in the temple. You dig what I'm saying? That's the thing that they were doing in our land, right? Give me First Maccabees chapter 1 or chapter 2, verse 9. Oh, hold on. No, I think I got it wrong.
So First Maccabees.
Yeah, First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 9. So this is after the Syrian wars. There were 3 Syrian wars. You know what I mean? They was going back and forth, right? We remember that from last week about the Syrian wars. Tells you I'm going to send you something.
I got that scripture.
Do you have the what's the names that I sent last week? The articles? Capiar?
Okay.
Because we wasn't done with Epiphanes, Antiochus Epiphanes. Remember that? I want that one where it said the most notorious forgotten villain. Remember that? We was talking about that. The most notorious forgotten villain of the Bible. You got
this last one with the
about Antiochus Epiphanes, whatever the name is, Epiphanes.
come on.
What about you, Tazier? You got it?
The article?
Yeah.
Up in the beginning?
I don't remember what we was at. Man, where was we at, Capiar? Second. You said we was in the second paragraph. Yeah. You see the coins?
Yeah.
We're in that second paragraph after the coins, where it says throughout most of this period, Judea remained the periphery and was left alone.
Throughout most of this period, Judea remained in the periphery and was left alone. However, when Antiochus IV came to power,
170 BC.
170 BCE, the Jewish people did not readily fit into the vision he had for his new empire. Embracing a form of imperial colonialism.
Yeah, somebody Google colonialism for me.
Colonialism?
Yep.
Says the policy or practice of acquiring full or partial political control over another country, occupying it with settlers and exploiting it economically.
Right, exploiting it economically, right? Do these work? Are these working? No? Yeah, we gotta come up closer. We gotta come up closer. We gotta come together. Everybody losing their voice, you know what I mean? How the hell we gonna do anything if everybody losing their voice? Put ones in the chat if you can hear us. So colonialism is another country or empire coming into another country and taking over and using their resources and bringing settlers and basically bringing their ideas upon that country. So Judea was left alone until Antiochus IV, right? And then colonialism started to come, right? Go ahead.
Antiochus sought to bring about a sense of cultural uniformity in the hope of creating more socioeconomic stability. This included embracing the Hellenistic way of life.
Wait. What is Hellenistic mean, Caviar?
Hellenistic?
Yeah. No, just what it means. You don't remember what it means?
Hellenistic.
You remember what it means? We went over last week.
I think that it was Jews living in Greek.
Oh yeah, they were acting like Greeks or something like that. Taking on their culture.
Yeah, when they take on the Greek culture, Greek ideas, Greek language.
Yeah,
right? Read that part one more time. So this included embracing.
Okay. This included embracing the Hellenistic way of life and the worship of the Greek pantheon.
The Greek pantheon, right? This is like Zeus and Zeus, Hades. What's it called? What's the other one? Deceit, Poseidon. You do what I'm saying? That's the upper echelon of Greek gods type deal. You do what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Especially Zeus, by taking the epithets, God manifest. Antiochus even claimed to be Zeus incarnated. Many of the pagan nations embraced and welcomed these policies, but in the land of Judah, they caused a cultural civil war.
Right. No, my bad. My bad. I'm we at camp. Right. That's right.
Notably among members of the high priestly families.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of this turmoil,
right,
according to the books of Maccabees and the Jewish historian Josephus, Antiochus plundered the Jerusalem temple and carried off sacred vessels to help finance his campaigns.
Right, what's the campaign?
Like his political agenda.
Damn, cold. Yeah. Back then they call a campaign a political agenda, but they'll call that like when somebody goes off to war. When he was going off to war, that was his campaign. You know what I mean? His political agenda, though, because everything back then was about war. Nowadays, like politics is just war without guns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? What is war?
Politics.
With guns. With weapons. That's it. That's all it is. You feel me? So what they're saying is that when Antiochus Epiphanes came into the play, right? He started bringing in Greek ideas into Judea. You know what I mean? At first they just wanted tribute from the priests in Judea, but now he's coming in with Greek ideas and Greek gods and different democracy and things like that. You know what I mean? You understand that?
Okay.
You understand that he's bringing that into Judea. You see me? And then in the midst of that is what becomes a civil war, right? It becomes some people go along with them, with the Greeks, and some people are not going along with the Greeks, right? Who's not going along with the Greeks?
The Jews.
Yeah, but who is that? Yeah, but some Jews are going along with the Greeks. Give me a name. We was all at Feast of Dedication, right?
Right.
Y'all remember the Maccabees, right? The Maccabees brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? They wasn't going along with this. They was like, oh no, what? You feel me? We go to war. You feel me? That's how it was, all right?
So,
Yes.
this is an off-topic question that somebody has. Is it okay or not?
It depends on what it is.
Because they're asking, let the wise man answer me, how many days was a year according to our fathers of old, namely our prophets? And
How many days was a year?
He said, how many days is in a year today?
How many days in a year today?
Come.
365 days is in a year. Sometimes it's 364.
No, he was saying how many days was a year according to our fathers of old?
The years were shorter back then because they added 2 extra months. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Do y'all know what do? Back then when the Greeks were around, did they add extra months? Yeah. They didn't have the extra months. Now they have extra months because of Julius Caesar and Augustus. That's where you get July and August from.
I don't think you did touch on that actually.
Yeah.
They teach on that.
Yeah, because if you look at the months, months like December, right? A decimal, a dec, right? We go decimals, right? Decimals are in points of 10, right? That's what it is. So December's supposed to be like the 10th month. But what month is it? 12, because there's an extra month in there. It's just like octagon, right? You see something with octagon, like an octopus octagon has 8 sides. Octopus has 8 arms, right? The word oct means 8. But what month is that?
10.
The 10th month. You do what I'm saying?
Oh.
So there's actually months that were added in onto the that's why they call it the Greco-Roman calendar. You dig?
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Do you understand that,
Okay.
Mr. Wiseman? That's his name?
No, his name is
Oh, he was asking me. He was telling me that the wise man answer. I'm the wise man.
Okay.
Well, thank you. At least you know. Go ahead.
Following stories of intrigue, bribery, and military coups among the Jewish ruling class that could rival any on television these days.
Right. Why do you think that they don't have anything about the Maccabees? They got all these what's things about Rome, all these BC battles. You ever hear of a show called Bible Battles? I should look that up, man. It's very interesting. You feel me? They got all these different videos about these different battles and these different people that was in the Bible. How come they never bring up Judas Maccabees and his brothers?
Because that would make them look bad or weak.
Yeah, it will make them look weak, but it's gonna make them look weak. But also, Judah Maccabees stood for the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Those Maccabees brothers, they was willing to die for it. You dig what I'm saying? You feel when they bring up Jesus, Caesar Borgia, right? He's always walking around, hugging and kissing on people. You dig what I'm saying? They never give the real truth about it, right? They had to get the truth about Judah Maccabees and his brothers and his daddy. They weren't playing that. You know what I mean? So they was killing things that was messing up the temple. What's up, Caviar?
He said, when the prophecy of Esdras of us going astray be this very fact of us not knowing the days of the year, if a day be added, then all shall go wrong in the feast days, etc.
Wrong in the feast days? Read that out.
Holy convocations, the feast of the Lord.
Read Passover.
Passover. 14th day of the first month.
The what?
14th day of the first month.
The 14th day of the fourth month. Read the date.
Friday, April 15th, 2020.
That's the old one, right?
Okay.
Right. But you see how the Passover is in the fourth month of the year nowadays. But what do we call it? The first month, right?
Okay.
Because that's when the harvest happens. That's when the beginning of the year is, right? You know what I mean? Just because you don't know when the beginning of the year is, or what time it is, and what day it is, don't mean we don't know. You know what I mean? The reason why you don't know is because you're still living in the slave mind, in the slave captivity. You know what I'm talking about? But how does that help Black people, Hispanic people, Native American people from getting shot down in the streets?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You just want to cause confusion. Right now, we're teaching a beautiful class. You feel me? A great class on how the Maccabees brothers stood up against the whole Greek Empire. You know what I mean? Against the Greeks. But you want to come with something that's not going to help Black people at all.
Right.
Give me the scripture. Ignore him. Give me that. Ignore him, okay? You just want to cause confusion and just want to be a nuisance and disturbing. Why don't you just learn something about history right now? Go ahead. Give me that scripture.
Okay. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
Wait. Okay. Read that one more time.
Come closer. Her glorious vessels.
First Maccabees 1 and 9.
Oh, sorry, it's 2 and 9. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns on themselves.
Right, that's talking about Alexander. After his death, all his generals put crowns upon themselves. Right, go ahead.
Okay. So did their sons after them many years.
Right, he said, so did their sons after them many years. So did their sons. You know what I'm saying? So that remember we were talking about how the days split up his kingdom, and then they put crowns upon their heads, but now their sons put crowns upon their heads also. You know what I mean? Passing down kingdoms like it was theirs. You do what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus. That's surname. Epiphanes.
Right? Remember, we were just talking about him in that article, right? Antiochus Epiphanes, and how he came into Judea and brought colonialism, and he said that he was Zeus reincarnated. Remember that? So they said that the Bible had a true book, but they got history articles about this guy, right? Just like they was talking about how the Bible had a true book, but then they talking about Alexander reigned 12 years, and you Googled it, Alexander reigned 12 years. Right? Go ahead.
Son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome.
Right.
And he reigned.
So
he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Right. All right. Jump down to 11. The next verse.
Okay. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Right. In those days went out of Israel wicked men. Right. So remember they were talking about how it was a civil war. You know what I mean? Because Antiochus came in, and some of the Jews went with Antiochus and wanted to do what he was doing, and then some of the Jews was like, hell no, so it ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen."
Right. That sounds like the Jews that was with Antiochus Epiphanes. Right? That let us go make a covenant with the heathen. Go ahead.
That are round about us. For since we depart from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right, they had so much sorrow. That sounds like the Israelites that was in the wilderness with Moses, and they left Egypt, and they said, man, since we came into the wilderness, man, we ain't got no food, we ain't got no help, we get bitten by snakes. We should just go back to Pharaoh. right? That's how they feel. Like they feel like they should just go back into captivity, or go back in with the heathen. You know what I mean? At least with the heathen, we had hot meals. At least with the heathens, we had this, we had that. Right? Give me jump down to chapter 2. So we seen about the ones that want to make a covenant with the heathen, right?
Okay.
Now let's see about the ones that don't want to make a covenant with the heathen. That's what the story is.
Okay.
We know about all of the brothers that want to make a covenant with America. Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson's, Reverend Al Sharpton's, and $4 and TD Snakes, and what's the Muslim brother's name? Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? We know about all them brothers that want to make a covenant with the Most High. I mean, a covenant with the heathens, right? What about the brothers like Commanding General Yohana that don't? You know what I mean? That's what the story is, right? The story is about us going to camp every week. That's what the story is. That's what's on the internet, blowing the internet up. You think what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was like, what verse did you look at?
First Maccabees, second chapter 1. I mean, verse 1.
Okay. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon.
You're right. Don't that something? Look, every brother in the Bible, when they give their registry at some point in time. You know what I mean? They give their lineage. You know what I mean? Just like we come up here on Sabbath service and we give our lineage. You know what I'm talking about? They give their lineage. They let you know where they from, who they from. Okay.
Okay. And priest of the sons of Joram.
Jorib.
Jorid from Jerusalem and dwelt in Modim.
Right, and they give them where they from. If this block, that block. You know what I'm talking about? very, very territorial, huh? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 2. And he had 5 sons.
Right, he had 5 sons. They couldn't give the name of his sons because they are very important. You know what I mean? Just like in the Sabbath service when we were going through the scriptures, and they be telling them how they're this son, that son of that son of, you know what I mean? Joseph begot this guy and that guy. You know what I mean? Y'all remember that? Go ahead.
And he had 5 sons. It's like verse 2. And he had 5 sons. Jonah called Cadiz.
That's Jonan.
Jonan called Cadiz.
Yeah, Cadiz.
Verse 3. Samuel called Thasis. Thasis. Judas. Verse 4. Judas, who was called Maccabeus.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Eleazar.
Eleazar.
Go
ahead.
Called Abram and Jonathan. His true name was Apis.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 7. He said,
I wonder why they have 2 names.
Woe is me.
Go ahead.
Wherefore was I born to see this misery?
Go back to verse 6. Hey, Taziar, can you pass my glasses? They in that front pocket. That's open right there. It should be an eyeglass case. No, it's an eyeglass case. Yep. Ooh. Magnifying glasses. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judea and Jerusalem. Verse 7. He said, Woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people.
Right. See, that's what real priests and prophets and real men of God. That's how they feel when they see something being done against their people. Right? Read that last part one more time. He said, "Woe is me."
Like he said, "Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there."
Right. He said destruction unto me because I see everything that's going on. You know what I'm talking about? To the holy city, my people. You know what I mean? Being destroyed here. You dig what I'm saying? That's how he's feeling. He's like this. Like I'm destroyed. He's distraught. You feel me? Because he sees the things that's going on in Judea. You dig what I'm saying? Understand? He's seen the beginning of it. You know all those atrocities that was happening in the New Testament to his people. He's seen the beginning of it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Okay. When it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
Right, the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. The temple is going into the hand of strangers. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 8. The temple has become as a man without glory.
Right? The temple has become a man without glory, because in before the heathen got there, the temple was a glorious place. You know what I mean? That's where your culture was held. You do what I'm saying? Then the heathens come in there, and now you can't find a trace of your culture in the temple. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
You understand that? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. Verse 10. One nation hath not had a part in her kingdom, gotten of her spoils.
Right. What nation hasn't came in and ate off of Israel? Do y'all have an answer? What nation hasn't came and gotten up the spoils of Israel? None, right? All of them have. Every nation have spoiled Israel at some point in time.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Jump down to 27.
Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice.
Right, just like we go out to camp every week, and we go out and cry out loud that spare not, lift up that voice like a trumpet, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. And when we do that, what are we doing? How's it going?
Crying throughout the city.
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing when we go out to camp and cry loud out throughout the city? What are we doing?
We're teaching.
Yeah, we're teaching. PPR.
We're what does it say? We're like crying to the four winds or something like that.
What? Yeah, but what are we doing out there?
We're waking up
we're
our
just
people.
crying out to the wind and
We're waking up our people.
we're doing what?
Waking up our people.
We're waking up our people. We're fishing. What are we fishing for?
For our people.
Yeah, what are we fishing for? All of our people, yeah, but what are we fishing? Which ones are we fishing? What's up?
The ones that become great leaders.
You know what I'm talking about? We're fishing for the ones that hear the Lord's voice. You know what I'm talking about? We're fishing for the ones that are gonna be like-minded. The ones that's gonna hear the truth and stop and actually keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Start at 27.
Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth
Whosoever what?
is zealous of the law.
Whosoever is zealous of the law. You know what I mean? Whosoever wants to keep the law, whosoever want to come out and keep God's commandments like we should. Who is zealous of the law? Right? Y'all need to understand the word zealous?
No.
Yeah, sure. What does the word zealous mean?
To give you all, like you were pumped about something. Oh, that's not passionate.
It's in the word.
Zealous. You have the zeal of the Most High.
There it is. You feel me? Being zealous have the zeal. You feel me? Who has the zeal of the law? Go ahead.
And maintaineth the covenant.
And maintaineth the covenant. Right? So what's the covenant? Carry on.
To keep the law, statutes, commandments.
Yeah. Is that's all with the covenant?
Yeah.
And inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. That's all with the covenant? That's it, just the law, statutes, commandments, that's the covenant. I'm asking a question. I mean, you say yeah, you say no.
That's all with the covenant.
Is that the covenant?
Well, to keep the law, statutes, commandments, and they get the kingdom of heaven. Come.
All right. Okay. You know what I mean? With who?
Is it with who?
With who?
Well, with your brothers.
With who?
With your brothers. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
The heathen gonna come say, "Oh, we are brothers, man.
Oh, nah.
We are brothers,
Yeah,
brother.
only blacks, Hispanics, and Native
We're
Americans.
brothers. We're brothers, man.
Only the
We're
nation.
brothers, brother. We're brothers. We're not brothers. Why are we brothers? The human family, brother." I'm just saying how they gonna say it.
Come.
You know, the other day, the guy at camp was like, "Well, we struggle just like everybody else." I'm with you, brother. At the same time, he was calling us brother and stuff like that. His friend was walking off calling us niggers with the heart out.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come.
Well, we struggle just like you. We struggle. Well, newsflash: all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans don't struggle in the ghettos and the barrios. You know, so we not all of us are in the ghettos and the barrios. I know some people that have nice upbringings. That's still not gonna stop the police from shooting them down in the street. You know what I'm saying? That's still not gonna get their culture back. Go ahead.
Let him follow me.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, go back up to saying whosoever.
Come. Whosoever is zealous of the law and retaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
Right. Let him follow me. Right. That's what that's what we do, right? We're trying to follow righteous leaders, righteous men. I think TD Jakes and Puerto Dollar got enough followers. Right? Don't you think so? I think the ISUPK, the Commander in Yohana need more followers. Don't y'all think so? Most of the world is doing the wrong thing. When I say most of the world, I mean like shit, everybody is doing the wrong thing. It's only a certain few that's doing the right thing for the Lord. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. And maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. Verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains.
Right, so Mattathias and his sons fled into the mountains. It was, all right, well, you know, we gonna follow my dad. We gonna follow Pops. You feel me? That's how they feel. Go ahead.
And left all that every they had in the city. Wait, sorry.
You want to try that one more time?
Was it left all that ever they had?
Yep.
Oh, come on. And left all that ever they had in the city.
Right, everything that they had in the city, they left it. Houses, cars. I ain't gonna say cars. Houses, carriages. You know what I mean? They left all that in the city. You do what I'm saying? The temple, all that, businesses, whatever they had, they left it. Why? Because they know now that they're gonna be hunted men in their own country, their own city where they live. You do what I'm saying? So they had to live everything. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 29. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there.
Right. What did they want? They wanted justice and judgment. You dig what I'm saying? No, they wanted a big house and a nice car, and they wanted to have long, prosperous lives. No, they said they wanted justice and judgment. You feel me? That's what this is all about, man. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for justice and judgment. You know what I mean? Justice for all the Black, Hispanics, Native Americans that was murdered from the hands of this devil, from the hands of all the heathen nations. You dig what I'm saying? And it's gonna take brothers to fight back. You know what I mean? Not just bow at everything that they want. You dig what I'm saying? They're gonna take brothers to fight back and say, hell no, short. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? That's why we go to camp and do what's against the norm. You know what I mean? Everybody, we be downtown, right? Everybody's walking by, smoking weed, walking with their women, hand in hand, just enjoying life and loving it. You know what I mean, right? You feel me? But then we at camp ruining everybody's day. You know what I mean? That's why when they get to us, they walk faster. Let's keep going. Because they know that what we're saying is the truth. What we're saying is real. You think what I'm saying? They just want to live in the fantasy world and the fairy tale and the fable about it. You dig what I'm saying? They want to live in the American dream. They want to live in Martin Luther King's dream. And they don't want to deal with the real world. You understand that? What was it? 2 and 27. Jump down to. Oh, keep reading.
Okay. Verse 30. Both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because of afflictions increased sore upon them.
Right. Because the affliction increased upon them. You know what I'm talking about? When they said, oh, all you gotta do is become an American citizen, and you became an American citizen, then they start putting drugs in your neighborhood. Then they start putting abortion clinics in your neighborhood. You do what I'm saying? Then the police start patrolling and shooting you down in the streets. You feel me? Because the affliction became more. They started afflicting them more. You know what I mean? Keep going. But it wasn't just them that went. It was the women, the children. You feel me? They went into the wilderness too. Everybody went into the wilderness to live. You understand that? Go ahead.
Verse 31. Verse 31. Now, when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's covenant were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness.
Read that one more time.
Okay. Verse 31.
Sanjay, you want to read?
I can read.
Can you read? Because it's
Verse 31. Now, when it was told the king's servants and their host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment.
Right. What's the king's commandment? Give me a king's commandment. I don't know.
It's like you saying, was it king's commandment?
Yeah, give me a king's commandment. I'm sorry. Give me a king's commandment of nowadays. My bad. Like y'all knew the king's commandment back then, right? Like, give me a king's commandment nowadays, like something that's.
It's like, I was gonna say you said the king's commandment back in that day, because remember the story we had yesterday about how someone they were to bow down to the things, and what was his name? The brother didn't bow down.
Right.
Mordecai or something. Mordecai is his name. Mordecai, he didn't bow down. So then they were like, oh,
They all wasn't like that. Everybody wasn't like that. It was just the Haman, my bad. Haman was like that.
oh, the white dude.
Yeah, he
He was like,
why ain't you bowing down to me? I come in the name of the king. The king's commandment now. That if you don't do something, everybody looks at you like, what? Come on now.
oh,
I know somebody online got something for me. What about the national anthem?
national anthem. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the show is one of them.
You know, kneel at the what do you call it? Stand for the national anthem. They kick you out of football. What about you ever went to school? You know they got the Pledge of Allegiance. We you don't pledge of allegiance, but they look at you like you don't care for America?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. They look at you like what? You're not a patriot? You don't you know what I mean? Like that's a king's command. Give me another king's command.
Stars Spangled Banner? No.
President's Day.
Oh.
That's not a religious holiday. Thanksgiving. It's not a religious holiday. Memorial Day.
Martin Luther King Day.
Yep, Martin Luther King Day.
Columbus Day.
You ain't got nothing for me, Tazia?
I think that, I don't know. I know that if you get drafted and you don't go, the penalty is prison.
There you go, right there. Entering a draft. The draft. Yeah. That's a king's commandment. You're not going to fight for your country?
No.
This is not my country. Brothers like Tazia, like, this is my country, but, you know what I'm talking about? America, like, the country it is now ain't mine. You feel me? You understand that?
Like it's stolen.
Of course it's stolen.
That's under rule by the oppressors right
Why are you whispering?
now. Oh, whispering.
Never mind. I'm sorry. Let's keep reading. All right? The king's commandment, right?
Were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness.
Right.
They pursued after them a great number.
Right. They were on the run, and they pursued after them in great number.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And having overtaken them, they camped against them.
Right, and having overtaken them, they camped against them. Right, so they seen them there. They set up camp right across from them. You do what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And made war against them on the Sabbath day.
And they did what?
Made war against them on the Sabbath day.
They made war against them on the Sabbath day. You think the Lord wants you to die on the Sabbath day?
No.
You know what I mean? You think the Lord wants you to die at all?
Wow.
The Lord wants you to live. The Lord wants you to live. And he made war against them on the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king.
Right. They said, all right. So now, whatever y'all did, let that suffice. Whatever. We'll let bygones be bygones. You know what I'm talking about? We'll sweep that under the rug. We ain't worried about that. But come out here and do as what the command, do to the king's commandment, which is what, Capial, from yesterday.
Grizzly, bow down.
They want them to come out and bow down. You know what I'm talking about? They want them to come out and bow down to them. Do like up to the king's commandments. Right? What they say?
No.
Go ahead. Oh. That's all?
Oh, they said no.
Right. Of course they said no.
But you want me to continue?
Yeah.
And ye shall live. But they said,
And ye shall what?
And ye shall live.
They said, you come out and bow down to the king, right? You come out and bow down to us. You know what I'm talking about? You will live. You know what I'm talking about? We won't kill you. We let you live. You ain't got to die. You ain't got to die. Everybody ain't got to. You know what I mean? You ain't got to die. but you do gotta bow down though. You know what I'm talking about? You don't want to bow down. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what's heavy about that? You know what's heavy about that? What's his name? Colin Kaepernick. They would tell Colin Kaepernick, you need to stand up. You know what they told Colin Kaepernick, you need to stand up. And then they tell him, you need to bow.
That's backwards.
Like, you mean bow? I ain't, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't standing to take a knee. You feel me? But back then they wanted them to bow. When bowing mean what?
Serving them.
To do what?
Serving them.
Who do we serve?
The Most High.
Who do we serve?
The Most High.
Who do we serve? Because his voice is still.
The Most High.
We serve the Most High. I'm sorry. You just, it's something like there's a movie called Hoodlum, man. There's brothers on there that whispers. That's how you talk. He had a stroke cut. You know what I mean? So he talked like that now. Like, come on, tell whispers a story. Yeah, a joke. You know what I mean? Tazier probably know what movie I'm talking about.
I think I do. That sounds familiar.
You too young. But yeah, they wanted them to serve them, and we serve the Most High. We will never serve another an oppressor. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We will never serve a heathen.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know what these other black Negroes and Christian pastors and all these people, you know who they gonna serve?
The oppressors.
All oppressors. They gonna serve them. They gonna bow down. It ain't nothing. It's just a little bow down. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely everything wrong with it. We would never be subservient to another nation, but we will be subservient to the Most High, but never to another nation.
Okay.
Never. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Never. And you know what's crazy about it? They'll bow down, right? And then they say, we have a king. Christ is our king. Then they'll bow down to another nation. Which one is it? It's just like them voting for a king, we're voting for a president. What are you going to pick one? You do what I'm saying? How are you going to have a king and vote for a president? Either Christ is going to be your king all the way through, or you're going to have a president. But pick one. You can't have both. You do what I'm saying?
Okay.
But we got to have both. No, we don't have both. Here in the ISPK, we have a king in Christ. You know what I mean? I remember one time, General Muhammad was, when they was on Crossline Radio, it was Commanding General Hana, General Muhammad, General Mayat, and there was a caller came in, he said, oh, shout out to your leaders and everything. General Muhammad had to cut him off. Says, we don't have leaders. We have a leader in Commanding General Hana. You know what I mean? We don't have leaders, we have a leader. You know what I mean? We make suggestions, and he says yes or no, and that's it. You know, like, you know me? And that's it. We say yes or no, and that's it. We're not gonna, you know what I mean? We're not gonna go against whatever he says. Most High in Christ. Well, let's do it. You know what I mean? We get it done. That's it. You think what I'm saying? We're not voting nobody in. We're not voting nobody out. The Lord chooses our king. The Lord chooses who's over us, right? And he chose Christ. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? You understand?
Okay.
Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 34. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment.
Right. They said, we ain't coming forward, we ain't gonna do the king's commandment. And what they do? Go ahead.
To profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed.
Right. They gave you the battle with all speed. What that mean? With all speed. What's up?
With all speed. With everything they had.
Right. They said charge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't trying to let nobody live. Oh, y'all want to do? We just gave y'all an out. You still want to take it out? The nerve of these niggas. That's how they said it. The nerve of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? They probably had another derogatory word back then.
Niger.
No. Well, they probably had another word, but they had the nerve of these people. Who the hell they think they are? They ain't got to bow down to the king. You know what I mean? Who the hell do they think they are? They don't have to bow down and do what we told them. We just told them to do as what the king's commanded. They think they're better than the king. You know what? Maybe they're better off dead. Charge. You know what I mean? You understand that?
Okay.
Charge. Just kill them all. Go ahead. Let's keep reading.
Howbeit, they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them.
Right. So they said charge, right? They didn't answer them at all. And they didn't throw no stone, they didn't fight, they didn't do anything, they just got slaughtered. You know what I mean? They just got slaughtered. That's it. Because on the Sabbath day, right? On the Sabbath day, they said it's the day of rest. The Lord said keep it holy. So we can't fight. We can't turn on lights. We can't eat cooked food. We can't turn on fire. They said we can't play video games. You know what I mean? They said we can't do anything.
I remember that.
The only thing that they can do is die on the Sabbath. We can't do nothing on Sabbath. You know what I mean? Remember Captain in class, Captain was bringing up when he was carrying the bed, when the brother he couldn't get into the lake.
Into Concon.
And then he touched him, Crash touched him and told him, go. You have been made whole. Pick up that bed and walk or something like that.
Okay.
He picked up his bed and everybody wasn't worried about how to get in the pool. Everybody was worried about, man, what you doing moving the bed on the Sabbath day?
Oh yeah, Concon. They was worried about.
That's what they was worried about.
Yeah.
They were about doing everything else on the Sabbath day except keeping the commandment of the Lord. You know what I mean? And being the Lord's battle axe. They'd rather die. We're in the Isupk, we're commanded not to die. You know what I mean? We're commanded not to die.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's on like yesterday, there's only certain times that we can die. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's when you giving yourself, you know what I mean? They're trying to make you do something that's against what you've been taught.
Okay.
Like you'd rather die than eat pork. You understand?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Nor stopped the place where they laid hid, but said, let us die all in our innocency.
Right, that's what they said. Man, we're gonna die. We're gonna die innocent, and we're gonna die blameless because we didn't profane the Sabbath by fighting that. Mm-mm. Keep reading.
Heaven and earth will testify for us.
Then they're gonna say the Lord is watching us. The Lord sees what happened. You know what I'm saying? Instead of protecting themselves, instead of going to war like they should. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
That ye put us to death wrongfully.
That they did what?
Put us to death wrongfully.
That they put us to death. Shame on these heathen. That they're going to put us to death for keeping it because it's the store Sabbath day. And we're not going to bow to the king. Shame on these heathen. That's how they feel. You know what I mean? You understand that?
Yeah.
They that's how they feel instead of fighting like Jesus had to be his brother. Instead of going to war. You know, the Lord is a what?
Men of war.
You see how y'all do that? The Lord is a man of war. You think the Lord wants you to die? The Lord is a man of war. He wants you to go to war. The Lord likes war. I'm sure if they would have stood up and went to war, the Lord would be like, I'm right here. He would have sent 100,000 million angels. I don't even know if that's a word, if that's a number, but he would have sent it.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? 100,000,000 angels. Lord have been like, Lord have been watching like, you all right? Go. You know what I mean? Michael and Gabriel came with all the angels, like, you dig what I'm saying? That's what we do when we go to camp. The whole world is against us. You know what I mean? We're out there saying something that the whole world is against. And the angels is right there like, don't do it. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? He's not telling us not to do it. He's telling them not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Angels, the big brother sitting there watching like, yeah, The Lord told me to not let nothing happen to his priests and prophets. Don't hurt the oil and don't hurt the wine. You understand? You understand that?
Okay.
You do what I'm saying? So I'm sure if this brother would have went to war during the Sabbath day, the Lord would have sent 100,000,000 angels. You know what I'm talking about? The Lord would have sent that. Go ahead. You know what I mean? But nope. They'd rather die. And they want the pity of the earth. You know what I mean? Instead of the glory of the earth. You do know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't about having pity. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them.
And they did what?
Slew them.
They slew all. Remember, it wasn't only the men out there, it was the women and the children also. They slew them all. That's what the heathens do. The heathen's gonna slay everybody. The heathen's not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if you. The heathens don't care if you an Israelite. They don't care what tribe you from. They just know you bucked up against them. Now, if you buck up against them, if you got like Cat brought out of the Bugs Life, you know what I'm saying? We buck up against us. They all gonna buck up against us. Slaughter, slay, kill them all. You know what I'm saying? But then you want to fight back. Keep reading.
With their wives and children
Man.
and their cattle.
Man, and the heathen even killed the cattle, boy. You know what I'm talking about? The heathen on a different type of time. Y'all remember that story in the Bible where the Lord sent Saul to kill the Amalek? And he said, kill everything. He said, kill the animals, kill the men, kill everybody. You right? And then they came back, and when Saul went out there, he came back with the king of Amalek. He came back with cows and chickens and sheep. And you know what I'm saying? So, like the Lord didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, kill it all. What are you doing? He said, we're going to give this an offering to the Lord. What do you think he was really thinking about? You think he was really thinking about giving an offering to the Lord? He was thinking about fattening up his pockets. You think what I'm saying? The heathen did. The heathen, they ain't got no problem in slaughtering the cattle. They slaughter men, women, and the cattle. You think what I'm saying? Go ahead.
To the number of 1,000 people.
They killed 1,000 people, boy. 1,000 people. You know, the Lord is looking upon that, seeing that. The Lord is like, I wrote it down in this book. I don't need a book to write it down in. I just want to write it down in my book. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Now, when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof,
right? When Mattathias and his friends understood, like, oh, they killing people on the Sabbath day. Oh, y'all like, y'all acting like, you know what I mean? Oh, y'all like that, huh? Y'all doing it like that? That's how they feel, you know what I mean? Because, you know, Mattathias and his homeboy, they ready for the fight. They ready for a battle. You know what I'm talking about? You know we do these swords, bro. I sharpened my sword all last night. You know what I mean? With a rock. You know how much patience and how much you know what I mean, how much you have to wherewithal you have to sharpen your sword with a rock. You know what I mean? You out there with a rock like this. All night. Flipping the sword. I got the other side. You know what I mean? They ready for a fight. Go ahead.
They mourn for them right sword.
Right, and then they mourn for their brothers though, because it's only right to mourn for your brothers, right?
Right.
Only if they would have came and joined us. Dang. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure they knew them. They were all living in the same city. It was somebody, some of them brothers they knew. Some of them women they knew. Some of them children they knew. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And one of them said unto another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth.
Read that one more time. Fight for their lives and what?
And fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen.
They fight for their life and their laws. You know what I mean? What are they? Their laws is their life. They're fighting for the Lord's laws. They're fighting for their culture. They're fighting for their history. They're fighting for their future of Israel. All right? That's what they're fighting for. You know what I'm saying? What do we fight for? What do we fight for?
Our future for our children.
You gotta say it louder.
Our future for our children.
What do we fight for?
The future for our children.
Yeah, we fight for our future for our children. Most of all, we fight for the Lord, for the Lord's holy days. Fight for the Lord, for the law of the Lord's. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave this to us. That's why it's important. The Lord gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments to hold on to as a heritage, as an inheritance, something that we could pass down from generation to generation. You know what I mean? What else we have to pass down for generations?
Our records.
No. What else? What you personally? What else we have to pass down?
Property.
You own property?
No. You asking me?
Yeah. Nothing. Only thing you have is what the Lord gave you to pass down. What about you, Kevin? What you have? If you had children, what would you pass it down to? What your town?
Dice?
You know what I'm saying? What your sweater? What would you have? What would you pass down to?
Nothing.
You have absolutely nothing. You know what you do have? You have the Lord's culture to pass down to him. The richest, greatest culture on this planet. You have that to pass down to your kids. You know what I mean? You understand that? Everybody ain't got that. Right? What does the white man pass down to his kids? Murder, slaughter, killing. You know what I'm saying? What does the other nations pass down to them? Eating that? Eating pangolin? Cat, rat, dogs, horses? What does the Arab people have to pass down to? Blowing themselves up? Know what they have? You know what I mean? Well, East Indian people got a red dot. You know, in India they don't kill rats because they think rats is their cousin, is their uncle had murder. You know what I mean? So they're just influctuated with rats. Is that the right word?
Fluctuated.
Yeah, that's the right word. There's just rats everywhere running around. Look like New York with times 10. Real talk. Real talk. They can't kill cows. They don't eat burgers. Why? Because they think it's Uncle that matter. What do you have to pass down? What do you have to pass down, Caviar?
Culture.
Your culture. Your culture. Something that was taken away from you, and now you're taking it back. The Lord gave your culture away. Now you're giving it back. Ooh, everybody don't have that rich of history. You know what I mean? Go ahead, keep reading.
Against the heathen, they will not quickly root us out of the earth.
Hold on a second. What verse you at? I'm all over the place.
I just finished 40.
All right. Yeah. Started 40 again, so like.
Okay. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen.
Right? They knew that if we gotta fight. You know what I'm talking about? Because if we don't, they'll kill us, they'll kill our kids, and then who gonna pass on the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord? You know what I'm talking about? If they die, who gonna do it then? Right? If we don't go out to camp and tell the people the truth, who's gonna do it? IUIC?
Yeah.
Come on now, man. Shakari, these big Israelite groups. They gonna go out there and tell the people the truth. Crocodile? CDJ? You know what? You know who gonna do it? Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen gonna do it? No. They're not gonna do it. If we don't teach class and teach people the truth, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna teach them about their culture? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Nobody.
Nobody's gonna teach it. If we don't teach class, nobody's gonna teach class. You know what I'm talking about? You understand that? You understand that? We have to keep the Lord's culture going. We have to do that. Everybody else gonna pervert it and be teaching people double ties. You know, you know what I'm saying? They go double ties. Double ties. Yeah, that's in the Bible. Double ties. You're supposed to get $10, get 20. You know what I'm talking about? There's fake Israelite groups that did that. Double ties. Yes, they did. I know you're looking at me like, what? Because in your mind, you will never do your people like that. You dig what I'm saying? If it was up to you like, look, I pay tithes for you. If you could, you know what I mean? Because that's the type of men you are. You know what I mean? That's the type of men y'all are. Y'all are warriors of the Most High. Y'all are warriors. Y'all are real. You know what I mean? So that's the type of men y'all are. But there's men out here that will tell people double ties. As long as you double tie, you know what I mean? You can go to heaven. You get the kingdom. That's what they're telling you. You understand that? So if you don't keep the truth, you don't uphold the truth, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna uphold the truth. Everybody's gonna keep on going. And Christ will never return. Keep on.
They will now quickly root us out of the earth.
Right, they're gonna root us out of the earth. It ain't gonna be no more Taviyar, no more Kapiyar, no more Kabar. You feel me? They're gonna root us out. Keep going.
At the time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on this.
What is decreed? What is the decree? If you don't know, you can Google it.
It's like it's an order.
All right, I'll take that.
A decree.
Google it. Put it in your little Google machines, as Jeremiah would say.
It's like a bounty or something like that.
A bounty?
Like I'm gonna put out a decree, or like a no, it's like
If you don't just Google it,
like what they have today.
Google it.
Like the
Google it. How many times you gonna guess and get it wrong? You know what I mean? You gotta Google it.
It's like one second. I'll take some of that.
So
The closing of the Feast of Purim. The closing of the Feast of Purim.
Check this one.
Yeah, get some food.
He's like, can you spell it? Because I keep pulling up somebody else's name.
DECREE. The creek.
An official order issued by a legal authority.
An official order. That's why when he said order, I agree with him.
I was gonna say like how they have I can't even think of it. I don't know what.
Right. That way, when he said an official, when he said an order, I was like, yeah, that's right. That's spot on. Go ahead.
I'm coming. At the time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us.
Right. They made an order. Whosoever come to battle with us, right? They want some smoke, we're gonna give them some smoke. And whoever come to battle with us, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
On the Sabbath day,
Right?
we will fight against them.
We will fight. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no punks. You ain't gonna come over here on the Sabbath day just because it's Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? You get your whooped on the Sabbath day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Girl, get your $8 whoop on the Sabbath day. You want to come play with that? You feel me? We ain't them. You feel me? We ain't the fake Israelites. You come over here with us on the Sabbath day, you gotta get yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then we gonna make a police report. You know what I'm saying? Then we gonna give it show the police the video. Like, look, you see how he walks up on us?
Yeah.
And then, you know, then we told him back up, and he took a swing. After that, you feel me?
Self-defense.
Stomped on him, you know. beat him up. Then we gonna tell him we didn't even do nothing. It was the homeless dude that we feed all the time. You know what I'm saying? The homeless dude told him, we told him to back up, and the homeless dude came and told him, hey, you feel me? Back up off of him. You feel me? And he bucked up to the homeless dude, you know what I'm talking about? The homeless dude did work.
Like that guy, he does that low key, like you know. It's not. I know it's not in that spirit, but like, he kind of like
Right.
gets him away from us.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. I just say that because it happened in Austin.
Oh God, I used to tell you about the brother here in San Antonio.
Yeah, I know what happened in Austin. Dude was messing with us and kept messing with us. And when the homeless brothers that you know, we feed all the time, he came through. He was like, hey, didn't they tell him back up? You know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like, we was like, you feel me? We was like, oh, snap. You feel me? And whatever happened.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Oh, swung on.
Swung on, beat him up. The Lord was like, hey, go have that for the priest. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And as time goes on, I don't know if as time goes on, but the more we go out to camp, the more we're gonna see of that. The people are gonna be changing the tune of the song, the tune of their thought, and they're gonna be more like, you know what I mean? Ew, why y'all messing with the brothers? You know what I mean? That's how they're gonna be feeling. That's how they're gonna be saying.
Because we come out there all the time.
Yeah, we come out there all the time. We teach the truth. We teach the Bible. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be looking like they don't do nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? They get a little harsh. They talk a little rough, but you know what I mean?
I listen all the time.
How can we not talk rough? The world is rough.
Okay.
We got the same news feed, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you pull your screen out right now, you know somebody just had 2 more what's the names about somebody died. You know what I mean? Murder, capital murder suspect was arrested. You know what I mean? Like it just be so much going on. The whole world is rough right now. But you expect us to be like, oh, but brother, and it's so hugs and kisses. But there are people out here killing people. What's up?
Oh damn! It was like 2 dead. No, 3 dead in home invasion.
You do what I'm saying? But you want us to be nice. So when those people came from home invasion, right? You want us to be like, well, give me a hug and a kiss. And they look like, give me your TV, give me your jewelry. I need her jewelry. You feel me? Like a music box. Hey, I had one of these when I was a kid. Take that too. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you feel me? You remember they seen kids, they see a little kid, he got a PlayStation 4, they taking that too. You understand? This is wartime. This is time for war. You dig what I'm saying? You know, there's a time for everything. We're at war right now. What's up?
I was when there's like a rapist and he's coming and try to rape you, they want us to be like, oh, soft, stop, no.
They want you to bend over and take it.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
No thank you. No thank you.
Oh, man.
No thank you. When y'all have daughters, you want your daughter to fight with all her might. You feel me? Scream, yell, fight, kick, punch, scream, scratch, headbutt, whatever she need to do to make it out of this situation. I'd rather her die. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. I'd rather her die. I'd just give up and be raped, and you know what I mean? I'd rather her die with bruises all on her face and everything like that, and then she fought. You know, tomorrow, so they can look up under her nails and get the DNA, what they call the DNA. You know what I mean? Because she was scratching it. You know what I mean? Crawling at them. And, you feel me? You do what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to come to me just raped. Come back home just raped. Did you scream? Did you yell? No. You know what I mean? Hey man, hey. You know what? Bill Cosby went to jail for rapes he did 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And I still don't believe it, but you know what I mean? They say he was drugging women with drugs, and they came 30 years later. He drugged me 30 years ago. Look now. You feel me? 30 years ago now. 30. You ain't even 30 years old.
I'm 20.
You do what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Before you was born. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. You dig what I'm saying? So what's when I come to rape? He raped me 20 years ago. Like, you didn't come, like...
It's going first.
You do what I'm saying? How do we prosecute that? Because it was him. You know what I mean? How come he didn't come 30 years ago? You do what I'm saying? At least if you would have yelled and screamed and scratched and scraped, somebody would have heard you and seen you and like, you know what I mean? Prosecute. Keep going.
We will fight against him.
We will what?
Fight against him.
We will fight against him. Go ahead.
Neither will we die all.
Wait. Read that one more time.
We will fight against him.
Right.
Neither will we die
Like,
all.
you hear him? You know what I'm talking about? And we ain't gonna die. You feel me? Like, that's the confidence they got. We gonna fight. And we ain't gonna die. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what y'all talking about? The Lord is with us. We not gonna die. You know what I'm talking about? Bring my sword in. Matt is like, Judas, bring my sword. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Like, oh, I'm in the building now. Like, and we ain't gonna die. You think what I'm saying? That's crazy. Go ahead.
As our brethren that were murdered in the secret place.
That were murdered in the secret place. They didn't say killed. They said murdered. It's a difference. Go ahead.
They came here unto him a company of Assyrians. Assyrians.
Right.
Who were mighty men of Israel.
Right. And the Assyrians they wasn't no game. They wasn't playing. You feel me? Let's say there was let's say we was at camp, right? And we was doing we was at camp, right? And we was like, yeah, this, that, and third, you know what I mean? And now the Bloods and the Crips come. You know what I mean? And we want to join y'all, man. What we gotta do to get in? We gotta get in class. What we gotta do to do? You know what I mean? You dig what I'm saying? Oh, we gotta keep the law. All right, we keep the law then. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? They you know what I mean? They was no nonsense brothers. You feel me? Right. They like to fight. Assyrians like to fight. You know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead.
Even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law.
Right, they were devoted unto the law. It was like, I feel that we keep the law. You know what I'm saying? No, you ain't pork? No, hell no, I ain't no pork. You know what I'm saying? I told my kids not to eat no pork. You're not black folks talk. You're not niggas talking. Yeah, the hell no, we ain't no pork. You don't celebrate Christmas? Man, we stopped celebrating Christmas about years ago. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? Like, I taught my kids not to celebrate Christmas. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Also, all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them. Unto them.
Right. No. We on verse 43. Read that one more time.
Also, all they that fled for persecution
Right.
joined themselves unto them.
Right. Everybody that fled from persecution. You know what I'm saying? You know what persecution is?
And they kill you for what you believe.
Let me find out you read the dictionary at home. You know what I'm talking about? Persecution is like being persecuted with being like being charged with something. Being persecuted. He did that. You feel me? And they ran from persecution. You know what I mean? Yeah. Boy, I gotta get the dictionary, get them words together. Go ahead.
And where I stay unto them.
Right.
So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger, and wicked men in their wrath.
What does that mean?
Yeah, wicked men in their wrath?
No, the smoke sinful men in their anger. What does that mean?
They killed them because they were angry.
Carry on.
Smoke, sinful men?
Yeah.
Smoke. No, I'm gonna switch over to. I'm thinking it's like they were over here, like, I'd be like, hey man, you shouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it.
To smite means to kill, right?
Yeah.
This like,
Simple men in their anger. What is that?
oh, smoke.
The sinful men? Who are they?
So that beat up the people who were sinning.
No.
The sinful men were the ones that killed those 1,000, right?
Yes.
So they killed them out of revenge.
Out of anger. And the wicked man felt their wrath. Right? Go ahead.
But the rest fled to their heathen for succor.
Right, for secure. So they was looking for the sinful men. You know what I'm talking about? Because everybody that was sinful, because you go to war, right? You know what I mean? When you go to war with your brother, but your brother's sinning, what happens? Carry on.
Y'all die.
You all die because your brother's sinning.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it.
Right? You go out to camp, you got to go to war with your brother, and he's doing wicked things. What happens? Everybody dies because your brother's wicked. You know what I mean? So brothers didn't want to get down. Remember, they're all zealous for the law. I know about that too. These brothers don't want to deal with the law. What they do? You know what I'm talking about? We put in work. We ain't them soft Christians. So that's how they do it. We ain't them soft Israelites. You know what I'm talking about? We got to go to war. We all need to be keeping the law. Right? But then they said but the rest fled to the heathen for succor, to be safe. You know what I mean? That's what T.D. Jakes and Purple Dollar. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna run to the light, to the oppressor for help, for to be safe. You know what I mean? We're gonna be in the midst of the battle, thugging it out. Yes, Captain Girl.
If they run to them, they're striking them, right?
I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. Let's keep reading.
Then Mattathias and his friends went roundabout and pulled down the altars.
Right.
And what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly.
Right. But why they do the children? Why are you talking about the children? You ever see us at camp, right? We were at the camp going hard blazing. Da, 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 da. And the children walking by doing what?
We're looking up at us like, damn.
Like, what's going on over there? And what the parents do.
Oh,
Come
let's
on.
go.
Because the children are interested. Children are the children. I call it a lie factor. Like, children don't have a lie. Don't have a lie. So we don't have Caesar Borgia. So we'll hold up Caesar Borgia, right? We'll be like, who is this? The children, the parents will be like, we know that's not Jesus. And then we're gonna go to the children. Who is this? Children will be like, Jesus? Who taught you that? My mama. You do what I'm saying?
I'm going.
You know what I'm saying? Because the parents have a lie factor. Kids don't have a lie factor. Kids be like, you know, how many times you heard about a kid in the stove like, Mommy, that woman's fat. You know what I mean? You do what I'm saying? You do what I'm saying? Kids do that. Because kids don't have a lie factor. They don't know. I'm not saying they don't know what they're saying. They just be like, you know what I mean? They're telling the truth. Like, what do you mean? She's fat. You said fat people were fat. You know what I'm talking about? But they don't know how not to offend people yet. You know what I mean? So they went to the children because the children are learning. The children, our minds are wondering. You're going a million minds a minute. They're trying to think. They're trying to figure out what's going on. You do what I'm saying? That's why right now, when the kids are in class, that's the best time for the kids to be in class, to be learning. You understand? That's the best thing for them because their minds are going 1,000 miles a minute. So when they see a whole bunch, it's just like when we be at Sabbath service and they see a whole bunch of brothers in here, what they do? They come right out. The hell? Why is everybody out here? I'm gonna come out here too and do what the brothers doing. You know what I mean? That's just that's how it works. Called positive male role models. That work? Positive male role models. Keep reading.
They pursued also after the proud men, and work prospered in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles.
Right. So they took the law out of the hands of the Gentiles. They took it back, just like we're taking it back. You do what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They took it back, just like we're taking it back. Go ahead.
And out of the hand of kings, neither suffered they the sinner to triumph.
Right. They triumph over the heathen. They triumph over the heathen. You feel me? It's just like going to camp and we up there tearing it up and the heathen come up and and Cap get up there and cut them to pieces. You know what I mean? It be blood everywhere. You feel me? They walking up the block bleeding. You know what I'm talking about? They just got cut with wall cuts. You know what I mean? You understand that? You understand that? They try to go over the heathen. Pass the class over to Trooper Taziar. What verse we at?
Verse 48.
First Maccabees 2 and 48.
Okay.
All right.
No, First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 48.
All right, we're gonna pick up on that next week. Go ahead. Nice. I think it's in that binder right there.
These are the Isupk security announcements. We're at Isupk started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for your brother and sister. When your brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, their teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Mashira, which means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. What's the
You got it?
Nah, no.
Oh, shoot.
I'm not tripping. It's not here.
Well,
Fine.
it's like I said, do we do the end of the Feast of Purim or do the end of the Passover?
Passover.
Oh, Passover.
Oh, do we have the new one somewhere around here? The 2023.
What's that before?
Yeah, we're not done with. We're done with that one. Get that one out of here.
Okay. Catch it.
Huh?
Catch it.
Yeah, we're done with it.
The Passover. This falls on the 14th day of the first month, Saturday, April 1st, 2023. You can find this in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verses 1 through 51, Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 4 through 5, 1 Corinthians, chapter 5, verses 7 through 8, and 2 Corinthians, chapter 30, verse 17. A reminder for any brother that wants to become a trooper in the school to start wearing all black. That's black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. This concludes the security announcements.
Who's Cassandra?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, you done. Well, here you go first. Oh, you can't say it right. Nah. Go ahead.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abayinawo, Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash,
Kodash.
Hayab,
Hayab,
Shamkav,
Shamkav,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakuka,
Malakuka,
Taba'ah,
Naba'ah,
Ratzazaka,
Razazayaka,
Hayab,
Hayab,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'aratza,
Barazaza,
Kawab,
Kawab,
Hayab,
Hayab,
Bashemayim,
Bashemayim,
Nathan,
Latan,
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 Lakam,
Lakam,
Ka,
Paul,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Wasalakanawa,
Wasalakanaw,
Kawawatinawa,
Kawatinaw,
Kasalakanawa,
Kasalakanaw,
Kawawatinawa,
Kawatinaw,
Wala'a,
Wala,
Tabayam, Ayawam,
Yanaw,
Thabayanawa,
Yanaw,
Banasaiwan,
Banasaiwan,
Abal, Kawashai, Yanawa,
Aishaynaw,
Mayam,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Lakab,
Lakab,
Hamalakwa,
Malakwa,
Wahala,
Wala,
Wa'atapo, Arak,
Watapara,
La'aiwan, Leon,
La'ayawam,
Aman.
Aman. Now we're going to do the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth, as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us today
Give us today
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the Lord,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
We're going to start turn face front. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Michael Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Yahweh Matah. I'm going to start turn face one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Michael Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shema Latah by Shem Yahushua. Yahweh Matah. Class dismissed.